Hi everyone. So just thought I'd make a video of my Dracaena marginata. It's something I bought about 4 years ago from Lidl, and basically I left it outside there, and it's been outdoors and it's grown back a few times, and then I think it then lost all its leaves. So what I decided to do was basically bring it inside. It used to be in soil like this, which wasn't well draining at all. And so what I'd find is I was watering it too often, and it would just retain the moisture, which basically caused issues to this, and it would just get mushy. So what I had to do was, the first step, I had to change the soil. So I found something that's a bit drier. It doesn't retain as much moisture when you water it. It drains a lot better, and so that was my first step. And to also check for any root damage. I didn't really see too much root damage. I did see some browning of the roots, so I cut that off. So I had three different ones at different lengths. I had this one, I had this one here, which came to about here, and I'll show you what I did. I cut that bit off, and then I had a really small one, but you can see that it's quite mushy, but not as bad as it used to be. It's got a good root system here, you can see. So I've left it as it is for now. I might have to cut it back all the way to the bottom if it continues to not do anything, but I'm just going to leave it. And I haven't watered this properly since repotting. I watered it once when it was first repotted, and I've just left it. I've got this moisture meter. It's not great, but I'll show you in a minute. So I bought this this moisture meter from Amazon. It's a soil tester. It's got like dry, moist, and wet. So at the moment, you'll see, if I just take this out of the packet. So here it is. You'll see that this is literally moist at the moment, and the closer you get to it, it stays moist. So I've not watered it basically, and I felt it, and it's moist. So I've not basically I've not been watering it, and I'm just going to leave it. I don't think it needs any watering because there is no foliage basically. So just watering it might just damage it. It just doesn't need as much water. So I'm going to leave it, because what I used to do when I brought it in was keep watering it, and outside I used to water it. So I'm just going to leave it. What I had, it was outside here for about 4 years, and it used to come back, and then it died off, and it would just drop its leaves and then come back. But it got to a point where it just couldn't really come back, I don't think. And I didn't want to leave it outside because it's an indoor plant. The only good thing about it was the rainwater. So I've switched to distilled water. I've got distilled water here that I'm just going to start using. So what I had to do was, this plant was originally up to this length. It had been trunk cut there, and it had 3 different stems. But what I found, it was getting mushy. So what I ended up doing today was just cutting it off at an angle, and it's a bit less mushier. The stem is solid from this point. I cut the mushy part off. This used to have stalks going up here, which I cut off. But since you can see it's a bit mushy here, but it's not mushy here, so I'll continue to monitor it. If it carries on going down the mushiness, it's not been doing too bad, to be fair, since I cut and then repotted. But if it goes any further than that, I'll be doing the same thing and cutting it off here. And then maybe if I have done it wrong, I will put this in soil or water and see if it roots. No rooting powder or anything. I'm just going to leave it without rooting powder. This one here is a bit small and mushy, but it's not that bad. I'll just leave it. It's got a good root system, so I've left it. And I'll show you what I've done here. When I actually press this, is a bit like gooey-ish, which I'm basically going to leave it, basically. And I'm not going to water it. I'm not going to seal it with wax or anything. I'm literally just going to leave it and see what happens. And hopefully this callus is over and I get shoots. And if it doesn't, then I've learnt my lesson, and I'll cut further back and maybe put this in soil. And then I don't know what to do with this, basically. I need to, because I repotted it recently, I need to basically tie this up. So I'll do that soon. I couldn't at the moment because I cut it off. So what I did was, the bit I cut off, so originally it was a lot bigger, so this was a lot higher, this was a lot higher, and then this was obviously where they cut it off previously. You can see here, it's calloused over. And then I wanted to experiment basically, and this was also one that came up, so I cut it right to the bottom, just to see what would happen. I did put a bit of cinnamon powder, but that just stopped it drying out for the top, but it carried on getting mushy a bit, so it wasn't as bad. But what I've done is I put this straight into distilled water. Within literally 2 hours, it's become cloudy, so I'm going to change this again. I haven't used tap water. It was a bit moldy here, so I tried to get rid of as much mold as possible. This plant is going to die, I think, but you can see that it's a lot cleaner at the bottom here, so I'm hoping to change the water maybe once every day. I'll change this water in a couple of hours because I didn't realise how cloudy it's already gone, and I want to keep it fresh, just in case it is infected by something or something. I don't have any hopes for this one, but I just thought maybe throwing it away wouldn't be worth it, and maybe seeing what happens to it in the meantime. And I didn't want to put it in soil because I wanted to. I've watched various videos and people have put rooting powder at the bottom and put it in soil, and it's worked fine. But I just thought maybe water propagating it for now, see if roots develop, and if there's roots that develop maybe 2 to 3 inches, then I'll put it into proper soil. But I'll keep you updated on this here as well. I've seen loads of videos where people have cut it. I've seen people cutting it and put it the wrong way around and then say it's not working. I've seen people seal it from the top with wax or something. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I've seen all sorts. So I'll provide a progress update. So today is the 5th of May, 2025. It's springtime. I think I've done the right thing to prune, but we'll see what happens to that. I've cut it at an angle. So I'll provide an update video soon on this plant. And yeah, and I'll show you what happens. Initially, what I did was put some water here for humidity, because I've got humidity temperature here as well, 40 degrees at 25 degrees. So 40% with the humidity level and 25 degrees or 22 degrees here, Celsius. So I've got this here to just monitor the humidity just in case. But I think because I'm indoors, the temperature here is very warm. It's not like cold, but it's just the right level of like room temperature. There's extraction fans, just normal fans to circulate clean air, so I'll have to leave the windows open sometimes. But I'll provide a progress update on this. I'm basically gutted because this plant came all the way to the top, same as this one here, which I'm again trying to revive. I've changed the soil on this Ficus exotica. It looks like it's developing new roots. I've changed the soil to something that's more suitable for this plant. I've scratched here and there's green bark, so I did want to cut all these dead side branches off, but I've left it for now because it might have transplant shock or something. So I just want to leave it and see what happens, and if not, then I'll start cutting these off and then maybe going a bit lower until there's green. But at the moment I don't really have any hopes for this plant, but I'm just going to leave it. I think the best method is to leave it. I've monitored the moisture and it's on moist. So I'm doing everything I can at the moment, and yeah, I mean, I wish they were all plants like this where, you know, this plant hasn't been watered and it's just a monster. It's just an aloe, just comes alive. You can see the new shoots are forming here, and it's just this plant was dead, literally. It hadn't been watered. It was brown like this all the way, and then I stuck it in water and gave it water, and it's just bounced back to life. I just wish every plant was like this, but I mean, for example, the ficus, it's known to just drop all its leaves. So yeah, I'll provide an update on the Dracaena here, and I'll let you know how that goes. I'll try and avoid direct sunlight because sometimes the direct sunlight hits around here, and if it does, then I'll move it in that corner where there's indirect sunlight, or indirect light, I should say, rather than direct sunlight. and then I'll let you know what happens in maybe a couple of weeks, maybe yeah, a week or so, and then I'll maybe do an update every month, maybe a year, and see what happens. And then yeah, I'll tell you how this is going, how these two little ones are going, how this is going, and also the cutting. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated.